What is up, guys? It is Simba here, and welcome back to League Racing on the channel. League Racing has begun on F1 23, and I can't wait to present to you guys a new season in Summit League Racing, the main league that I've been racing in for quite a while now, and the main league racing content on the channel. And as you already know, I've done some social races in SLR already in preparation for the new season, so they'll be linked in the top right, so you can check them out if you want to before you see this video. And here is a rundown on how things are going to work. First of all, let's talk about last season. Honestly, a very bad season. Until the last 6 races, we were 13th. But we had a strong end to the season that led us to finishing 8th, just behind our teammate SLR Medal, who I'll get to in a minute. You can see Ogwin won the championship. He is not on the grid anymore, so we are going to crown a new champion in season 11 of SLR. And honestly, this calendar looks pretty stacked. For me, 20 races is a few too many. Like, ordinarily I'll prefer 15 or 16 races, but we're going to start in Bahrain. I'm going to finish things off in Abu Dhabi. I've already made a community post talking about this calendar, and here is the lineup for the new season. Now, this is where things get interesting. For us, we're going to be in the Alpine, joined by our old teammate from last season, SLR Medal. We're a pretty solid team, so I'm happy with the teammate choice. But this grid is stacked. You can see the lineups here. McLaren are the favourites to win the Constructors, with NRX Finn making his debut. Midzi, the favourite to win the championship. You even got Aston Martin with Elite Risks and SLR Jam as definite contenders for the championship. And this grid looks stacked. You can see, if you guys have been watching for a while, you'll recognise a few names here. But yeah, several drivers looking for the championship. For us, we're looking to do a lot better than last season. So here's a poll here. Let me know where you think we're going to finish. And we're hoping to do a lot better as we start off with qualifying for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Except I couldn't stream Bahrain and I couldn't make it into a video. So on screen, you're going to see a few highlights of the race, and it was quite a messy one for us. As you can see, it's just carnage at the first corner. We got 2 warnings on the first lap, and then into the second lap, we got a penalty within 2 laps, which is really bad. You can see the racing standards were really bad up and down the field. This was a really frustrating race to do, and yeah, it was just chaos. It was just awful racing standards throughout the entire race, up and down the field, and in a terrible advert for League Racing, especially as the top division. And you can't tell me that is not on purpose from Midzi and that McLaren. That was really bad. And as a result of all the carnage, we find ourselves fighting for the low end of the points. And yeah, you can see us here in P11, trying our best to make progress with the 3-second time penalty. But then we met a Ferrari called Evo, who just did that. So this race was horrendous. I couldn't make it into a video. I'm glad I didn't, but I'm sorry for not being able to do that. We ended up 13th, Medal 12th. These are not even like the permanent race results, so I don't even know. But yeah, terrible racing standards. Marcel Kiefer's talked about this in his own PSGL videos, and yeah, this is a genuine problem in League Racing these days. No one knows how to drive cleanly, and it all ends up being a disaster. So, no points in Bahrain. We're going to move on to Saudi Arabia, where hopefully we could do a lot better. So, let's get into the session. So, here we are for our second race in the video. Time for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and we are here in qualifying, as we have got just over 7 minutes to go. And what I planned for this run is to do another run on a used set of tyres, because we invalidated our first run and we are on our second run on the same tyres. And so far the lap has not been great. We lifted off a lot at turn 22. As you can see, the times tumbling down here. Sam has gone fastest with a 26.3. I don't think we're going to be near him on this lap. So we've still got an extra set of tyres to use, as Corey goes fastest with a 0.0. Meanwhile for us, it's a 27.1, which is rubbish. But it's enough for P9 for the time being, but we know we can go a lot quicker. So, here we go then. Down the main straight towards the first corner. Spot the black board on the right hand side. 3rd gear. Chucking the car through the first corner because you can use a lot of the curb. And a decent amount of traction gives us a slight advantage on the Delta. turn 3, very easy to spot the wall. We don't really carry as much speed or as much confidence as we would normally do in practice as we go through this fast section of the first sector. Can we get it right? No, we take too much curb, we veer off the track. And that is the end of our qualifying session. You can hear me say in the background that we essentially messed up there, and the lap wasn't really good anyway. It was like a 26.8, which is nowhere near competitive enough. And that is the end of qualifying. We're P12, as you can see, we messed up the rest of the lap. And at the end of it, it's 13th again, because we qualified 13th in Bahrain as well. Not good enough, really. Qualifying has not been great for us so far this season. We're going to have to try and fix that. And yeah, we're going to have to go straight into the race, where we're going to go from the hards to the softs, and we're going to go straight in. We're wasting little time. Nice transition to 5 red lights here, the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, and the lights are out, and we are underway here in Jeddah, and it's a pretty decent start for us. We're going to try and keep things nice and clean at the first corner as an Alfa Romeo goes round outside, as Evo in front of us has collected another victim in the Alfa Romeo of Snipes, I think it was, at the first 2 corners, and we're going side by side with the Ferrari. We back out of it, we go down the inside of a Vogue replay, needing to keep the position as Evo goes off the track at turn 3. This man is all over the shop on the first lap, and we need to get past him because this guy causes a lot of shenanigans as he can barely keep his Ferrari on the circuit, and we're going to go down the inside into the banking section. Little bit of contact with him, but we get through, and that was desperately needed. And as a result of that, we are up into P12, so we've gained a place despite a bit of a scruffy start to the race. We get a bit of a hit in the rear.
Evo gave me a hit on the rear. He's so retarded. I'm so glad I'm out of it.
And yeah, there you go. There's my feelings known towards Evo. He is quite dodgy when it comes to racecraft. I think a few drivers have already called him out on it already, and we're 2 races in. So yeah, hopefully we don't end up with any more shenanigans with him for the rest of the season as we move on to lap 2. And you can see here,
no, fucking no.
Our car has gone off through that section, and that's Darren as the Williams bottomed out on that curb through the right-handers. There's a curb that literally spits you off the circuit, and Darren has become a victim of that, the first one of this race, and that gives us another position. So up to P11 we go, and the next few laps we're just settling into the race, really trying to find a rhythm in this race. A Sidetrad gets spat out by the curb as well, and that's another free position for us. And now we are into the point-paying position on lap 5. And that is quite a confidence booster. So now we can actually try and keep up with some of the guys in front and maybe challenge for some higher positions. But yeah, that curb is deadly. You don't want to touch it, otherwise there's no 2 ways about it. You're flying off the circuit. And on to lap 6. We've got Zydrad right behind us, but yellow flag, and that is a safety car.
Hey. That's going to help everyone on the fucking
time, and there are so far no plans for a safety
Yep.
car.
I'm going umping.
Probably not. I doubt it.
Can I box them on the other one, or do I just stay out?
I'm umping.
I might stay out. I am not getting caught up with this clusterfuck again. Fine, I'll box. I'm under the shirt.
Okay then.
So we've changed our mind as we're going to box for a set of mediums.
I think it's just
Oh
logically.
my god, no. Good. Why are people going? Oh my god. Mate.
Come on. Get on with it, come on.
Wait, they're actually. Wow, they're actually changing the front wing, and that's when I changed mine. Right then.
Okay, one
Right,
stop to
yeah,
go,
that's cool.
just one stop left in this strategy.
So after quite a lot of chaos in the pit lane and a lot of comms, we changed our minds because we were going to stay out, but we've decided to pit along with everybody else for a set of medium tyres. We don't want to be a mobile chicane for everyone to get past at the front of the field. And we've only realised we've just only lost 1 place out of it, so it's not too bad. As we're going to get ready. No, actually, no, we're not. As Jam goes into the pits, the safety car's still rolling here. and we're going to move up in position.
Up to P10 we go. Oh shit. Oh my god.
Whoa. I've been stopped
I
there.
almost hit the back of Zydra the minute I said up to P10 we go. Shit, that would have been awful.
So we have a bit of a near miss with Zydrad. We almost hit the back of
Try and
him
get to the
just
end.
because of a lapse of concentration, and thankfully we got away with it. But now we're going to get this race restarted with the safety car coming in. And here we go then. We've got a really good run on the Alfa Romeo as he's looking to pass SLR Ham, who started last in this race after disconnecting during qualifying. And let's see if we can try and get a move done on the Alfa Romeo of Zydrad. Running outside of the turn 1. He gets a little bit squeezed at turn 1. And that's going to help us through turn 2. We get the inside line. We've got the traction and we're ahead of him. Going into the corner. But Zydrad's going to fight back here.
Why are you still trying to defend? Retard.
Okay, mate, that was an illegal manoeuvre. You've got to cede that position or we'll receive a penalty.
But we get an illegal overtake, and the HUD didn't even tell me that, so we had to basically give the place back as soon as possible. And as a result, Midzi, who lost out in that safety car, has seen this and is going to try and take it to his advantage as he goes down the inside, and he gives us a bit of a squeeze, and he fairly takes the position. So we've lost 2 places, which is pretty frustrating. And yeah, I'm just glad we didn't get a penalty. And I realise what's happened here as the HUD is a little bit delayed, and there you go, we've paused and unpaused the game quickly, and there you go, the HUD's now fixed, so we should be able to see any more incidents up ahead, or if there's another safety car or whatever. But yeah, not ideal, and that is pretty frustrating because track position is pretty crucial at this stage of the race. As you can see, onto lap 10 now, Darren is on soft, and we're just going to let him go and let him do his thing.
Hopefully you can just pass these guys.
We'll see how it goes.
So yeah, we're going to just let Darren go, let him do his thing, as he's really putting some pressure on Midzi. Going into turn 1, can Darren pass the former McKeown champion?
Oh, what? Oh, you're kidding. How is he going? Oh my
Okay,
god.
clear.
I mean, like, honestly, how is that even humanly possible?
Have you got damage?
Yeah, massive damage.
Fuck's
Fuck's
sake.
sake. How do you spin like that?
It's so convenient because I literally let you through 10 seconds before.
And just like that, Darren's non-existent lock
Fuck's sake.
has struck again. Midzi locked his brakes and he spun into the Williams, and Darren had basically nowhere to go. The poor guy, and now he's got damage. He can't catch a break in these league racing videos, it seems. Hopefully he can, but yeah, Darren's poor luck continues here in Jeddah. He was looking pretty good. He actually out-qualified us by a good half a second. So even with a rubbish lap from his side as well. And it's not going to mean anything as he's got damage now. So we've moved back into P10. As we move into P8 now, I think a few people had a collision, I think that's what's happened. I can't really remember. But at this point now, it's just about staying with Rigsy. And Crispy and Co up in front are like 2 seconds ahead. So at this point we're just trying to manage the tyres and just trying to get to the end of this race, because we're not planning to stop again, especially if there's not another safety car, as we get our first warning of the race for track limits. And we've actually been pretty clean. So I think I remember Sem disconnecting at some point beforehand as well. So Sem was running in a pretty solid position as well, and he had a great qualifying, and again he was unlucky. And yeah, he's not going to get any points. I think he's DNF'd as well. So on to lap 15 now.
Oh, sweet.
Give me those
Officials
softs,
aren't looking
baby.
to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful. Okay, we've got a full course.
Alright, back in the
caution.
race.
Safety cars out. Keep an eye
Look
on
at
the
that medium
delta.
production,
We need
is
to
that
keep
the
it
one
positive to avoid a
Probably
penalty.
would, yes.
I'm going for softs. Like, you will be so much faster than the guys on mediums at the start of the study.
So safety car deployed again, and we're going to go straight onto the soft tyres to the end of the race. So now we could be in contention for a few more points in this Grand Prix.
Can I not have Delta? Come on, so far back. Give me a break.
Go, go, go!
As you can hear me desperately wanting to go, making sure we don't lose any track position to anyone, as you can see, is behind us. Jam's gone for medium tyres, so he's betting on the softs dropping off towards the end of the race. And luckily for us, we are still in P8 right now, so we haven't lost a thing, and we are going to get a lot closer to the top 6 as well. So this could be a very exciting next few laps here. NRX Finn in the McLaren has also lost out in the safety car period, as we're going to get racing here again here in Jeddah for an 8-lap sprint. Let's see how far we can get.
What have I just seen?
You can hear me say, what have I just seen? It's because a few cars ahead of us are trying to pass a ghost car of SLR Ham, who disconnected during the safety car. You can see Crispy letting Roller through there, and this might cause a bit of chaos as Finn also takes advantage of Crispy's kindness and moves up a place. We all get past Ham's ghost car and we get a really good run on the Alpha Tauri of Rigsy, but we can't do much about it through this section. We just have to stay behind him for now. But for us, it's up to P7 we go in this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. I'm not going to lie, the pace wasn't really there here. The confidence wasn't there either. It was just about keeping it on the track and getting through this race. As you can see on top 19, we've lost the place for Snipes, but I can tell you my TV went into standby mode, so I had to sort that out. And we're going to try and take the place back. Going into turn 1, we're going to go side by side on the inside with the Alfa Romeo. He gives us a bit of a push. We go over the curb and nearly hit the wall.
Fuck's sake, Snipes, man. Why are you fighting me?
And you can hear me getting a bit frustrated with the Alfa Romeos because I don't want to lose touch with the top 6 after that safety car gifted us a chance to literally fight for some more championship points. So I'm really annoyed with Snipes at the minute. As we get to the end of the lap now, he's going to actually be running out of VRS and we've got 30%. So this should be a very easy move. As I can tell you now, you've been wondering where's Medal. He's been leading this race so far. So Medal has been in contention for the win, and we're trying to maximise the points we can get as we move up to P7.
Great manoeuvre, you made it look so easy.
Fucking Corey, man!
No!
Okay,
You
clear.
fucking twat!
What's he done?
Fucking hell.
And sadly, our teammate has been involved in a collision with Corey. Corey just hit the back of him, and Medal's race is completely ruined. He could have generally won the race, or maybe get a podium, but it's not going to mean anything anymore.
You got damage
No, shut.
Yeah, and you can hear Medal there, absolutely fuming. His reaction speaks for itself. You know, he genuinely deserved the podium here, but unfortunately for him, it's his race completely ruined with just over 5 laps to go. We move into P6 after holding off Snipes, and by the time we get to lap 22, we run out of ERS and we've lost the train again. Snipes takes advantage of it as our teammate goes into the pits, which pretty much confirms that Medal is not getting any points despite being in the fight for a podium, even a win, which is really frustrating because those points would have meant so much for both of us in both championships, because we're both on 0 after Bahrain, and that would have done a world of good. Meanwhile, we're actually managed to catch up to the train fighting for P2, but unfortunately for us, we don't have much ERS to work with because we've dropped back on this final lap, and that's really hurt our chances to make any sort of progress on this last lap. And also, people were genuinely behaving themselves in the DRS train. So here we go then, we're going to see if we can try and get anything out of the next 2 corners, as Corey's going to win the race. He took our medal and he's going to win. Meanwhile, Snipes has got past Rigsy and he's gone really wide at the last corner. We mess up our line through the final corner, and unfortunately we're not going to make any inroads on anyone, and it's P7 here in Jeddah.
What the
Good recovery.
fuck?
Finally off the board.
And there you go, that is how we have started the season in SLR. An awful race in Bahrain, a decent race here, but it really was hurt by our bad qualifying, which really needs to be sorted out, because I feel like our top 5 was on the cards. Considering there's 2 safety cars and the collisions around us, we would have been right in the mix along with our teammate, and we could have maximised more points in this race. But getting points was the priority, and that's exactly what we did. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this season opener here in Bahrain and Jeddah. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more League Racing content. There'll be more to come as well, as we're on our road to 200 subscribers, and I would really appreciate if you could help me out. And until then, take care. I'll see all of you in the next one.